the hate army troll.
It's the hate army,
bro. Hate army.
Shout out to hate.
Good vibes to the
Shout
hate
out to
army.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out
Shout
for
out to
hate.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for
Shout
hate.
out for hate.
Street Fighter, let's be honest, trying to play with Aki just did not work. Now playing with Blanca, I'm definitely doing better, but still it's master ranked, and having some issues with playing online right now in that master rank and wondering what's going on. I guess we're going to see again tonight as I play my second session in master. Will that continue or not? If you want my full discussion of that, obviously check out my podcast from the other day when we played Street Fighter Monday night. So yesterday we kind of discussed that in full about what was going on and how it was making me kind of scratch my head about what was happening there, because I'm honestly not sure. But, it was a good variety. Now, moving forward, what's going to end up happening is we're going to have to make some tough decisions, okay? Before we even get to, what happened yesterday on stream and everything. There's some tough decisions coming up. Decision number one, are we going to keep playing Street Fighter as much as we're playing it? Are we going to reduce it significantly to make room to play more of the new releases? This week I played it 3 times, including tonight. Next week, with all the new stuff, I don't know if we can play it 3 times. Maybe we play it 2. Maybe we only play it once, right? I'm not sure. I'll be honest, playing Street Fighter once a week, I'm just not going to be able to hang with anyone. People playing Street Fighter at master level play more than 2 hours a week. I hate to tell you guys. So, yeah, I don't know. This is always was going to be the challenge and the conundrum that we were going to face as we headed further down the line into the year. Is that me being a variety content creator and you guys wanting to see me tackle all of the new releases, how was I going to have time to consistently keep playing Street Fighter at the level that I had played it all summer? It's a tough question, right? It really is. By the way, if you're in the United States, right now, we are receiving a national alert on our cell phones. This is a test of the National Wireless Emergency Alert System. The purpose is to maintain and improve alert and warning capabilities at the federal, state, local, tribal, and territorial levels, and to evaluate the nation's public alert and warning capabilities. No action is required by the public. If you have a cell phone and you live in the United States, you just got it. Live, right now. It was a nationwide thing. I guess they do this like once a year to test it to make sure that the National Alert Service worked. If you got scared, that's what it was. It's okay. It's not a real alert. It's just a test. I knew that was coming because they posted it all over social media last night. Kind of scary because basically you can't stop the test. All you can do is mute it. So they were like, if you're someone who lives in a bad environment of domestic abuse and you have a secret cell phone, be sure to mute it or else your cell phone will be given away tomorrow during the national test. And I was like, that's fucking terrifying. Imagine if what if you weren't on Twitter the day before or whatever, or you didn't even know. Jesus Christ. Anyway, it's just a test. It's no big deal. Just ignore it. There you go. Anyway, so basically, I don't know what to do in regards to Street Fighter. Okay, I like the game. I would love to keep playing it, but if I play it 2-3 times a week, that's less time for the new releases. That means we're going to probably have to cut back on how many new releases I play. I know that there's been a dedicated audience of people watching me play Street Fighter 6 since I started it in June, and they want to continue to see me play it and grow, and now that I'm at master level with multiple characters, they want to see me get better with those characters and get wins and the like, and I hear you, I'm with you, but I'm a variety content creator. I literally, in the 15 years that I have been a YouTuber, have never actually dedicated good time to a competitive fighting game. Even Street Fighter 4, I mean, I covered it casually, and yeah, I put out a lot of videos, but I never was aspiring to stay at the top ranks of the game. Even the classics that I played, I never, I was casual, maybe once or twice a week. Never have I put this much effort into it. So I guess it's going to be a tough decision. We're going to have to talk about this over the next week. How often do you guys want Street Fighter? Or do we let it go by the wayside? Maybe we only do Friday night fights. And if that's the case, I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to do well when I play. There's no way that I can stay competitive with these people playing constantly at master level if I'm playing 2 hours a week. Another tough decision. What do we do about Starfield? Right now, we are around 35 hours into Starfield, I want to say. And 36, actually. And by all accounts, all right, if you're looking at the story and also the other content that's kind of meaningful in the game, I'm around halfway through, maybe a little further. Basically, here's what's left in Starfield. The Ryujin faction quest, the Crimson Fleet faction quest, companion quests for Samco, and a new companion who I got last night. I forgot her name already. Alejandra or something like that. Alejandra. I just recruited her. And then the main story. Everything else in the game is superfluous and extra content that really doesn't mean anything. But those are kind of the meaningful plot lines in the game. Well, as you know, as I've done these faction quest lines, each faction quest line is about 10 hours long. So let's say the 2 factions is 20 hours. Each one of the companion quest lines is about 2 hours long. So let's say that's 14 or 24 hours. And of course, the main story, let's argue that's another 10 hours, right? So you're talking another 35 hours. So on top of the 36 I've already put in, right? And here's the thing. I have absolutely really enjoyed having Starfield as these late night chill streams. They are breaking up the other tense gaming that I'm doing. Like this week, they were a godsend. Between Lies of P, Resident Evil, and Street Fighter, having those 2 relaxing night streams was a really nice feeling. All right? Here's the thing, though. The attendance is low, the engagement is low, and the support is low. Basically, when I even stream these games, I got people on the stream saying, wow, now that you're like 35 hours in, man, what a disappointment Starfield is. We were expecting more. We were expecting this to truly be the next major IP from Bethesda, and this is literally Fallout with a space skin slapped over it and all the space elements being completely nonsensical and not needed. It's basically Fallout without VATS. I have to agree. I actually have to agree. It's exactly what it is. They didn't put effort into making a new IP. They only took all the elements that they knew from previous games and just added a few elements that don't work, and that's Starfield. It's not nearly as good as a major Elder Scrolls game. I don't honestly even think it's as good as a major Fallout game. I'm being honest, and I know some people will be disappointed with me being honest, but I just don't feel that. I don't. I think it's fine. It's a passable game for chill streaming. But that's about it. Like, I'll be honest with you guys. Am I excited to go back to Starfield and see what happens in the story? Nope. Not at all. Really, no. Like I said, I like it as something to break stuff up. If I'm in the midst of doing all these other games and I want a nice chill stream where we can kind of hang out and maybe do some narrative in a game without much pressure, that's Starfield. But this is not a game that I feel I need to really care that much about or hurry. If I were to never finish it, I don't think I would care or anyone else would care. I'm just being honest. Like, I mean, again, I'm not trying to slam the game. Remember, I don't benefit by slamming these games. I'm not going to get clickbait views by saying that I don't like Starfield that much. But I'm just being honest with you guys. They didn't really do a good job on this game. The frame rate is atrociously bad on Xbox Series X. The narrative is just meh. It's okay. Like I said, it feels like par for the course for a Bethesda RPG. Well, we didn't wait 7 years for a par for the course game. You were introducing a new IP. This should have been something special and new and fresh, and it doesn't feel like that whatsoever. It feels like you recycled Fallout to make another game that really isn't new, and that's sad. So, I guess the real question here is, what do we do about Starfield? Because again, this is a game that I've been playing about twice a week on late streams, but now with all these new games coming out, right? What do we do? Let me give you some perspective here. Lies of P we're going to play today, but we're not beating. From what I'm to understand, the final area of Lies of P is between 3 to 4 hours long, and then you've got the final bosses that are very challenging. So we'll probably need 2 streams of Lies of P. And whether it's a day stream and a night stream or 2 day streams, that's up for debate. In Resident Evil 4 Remake Separate Ways DLC, we are currently, listen to this, 6 hours in, and we haven't even beaten Chapter 5 of 7. And what's hilarious is that, once again, people said to me, oh, you'll beat that in like 5 hours. It's short. And I'm like, I know that's full of baloney. I know it's baloney. Every time someone says to me it's going to be short, it's never short. Because what it is these are people who rush through, don't read everything, don't explore for secrets of the narrative, and they're not an interactive streamer. So they don't go through all the stuff that I do when I play a game, right? I'm playing it on hardcore. I'm looking for every piece of lore. I'm reading that lore for my audience. I'm interacting with you guys during the stream, and it's making it much longer. I'm not dying a lot. In fact, I don't think there's been a single part of that DLC that's been so challenging that it's been like a roadblock for me. But here I am, 6 hours in, and we didn't even beat Chapter 5 of 7 yet, right? So, I know I need at least another stream of Resident Evil 4 Remake, if not 2, right? Maybe I need a day stream and a night stream again, you know? So if you look at the schedule for the rest of the week, let's transition this into the schedule so that people can understand where I'm coming from here, okay? So today it's going to be Lies of P Endgame, and tonight we are going to do a 2-hour session of Street Fighter 6 Master Ranked with Blanca, and I'm hoping to do well, and I'm hoping that I'll maybe have better execution than I had on Monday. We'll find out. But, you know, I hope to get wins. That's when the problem is. If the execution's bad, I'm going to drop a bunch of games. That sucks. We'll see how it goes. I'm off from streaming tomorrow. During tomorrow, my wife and I are going to try to figure out how to get this Ubisoft Plus subscription service so that we can get Assassin's Creed Mirage through that rather than having to drop $50 plus tax to buy it when we know it's a shorter game. So we're going to try to figure this out and link this with our consoles over the course of the day off tomorrow. When I come back on Friday, it will be Assassin's Creed Mirage on the daytime stream. By the way, the reviews have hit, and the reviews are saying Assassin's Creed Mirage is basically an 8 or 9 out of 10. Again, you got to take that with a grain of salt. You know how these reviewers are. At the same time, if it truly is a polished, true-to-form return to the classic Assassin's Creed formula, I don't see why people wouldn't love it. People loved the classic Assassin's Creeds, and the further the series diverted from that formula, basically is what happened is it became Witcher rather than Assassin's Creed. So I'm glad that maybe if it went back to it, we'll see. Okay, but that's the main stream on Friday, and Friday night, we will keep Friday Night Fights, Late Night Street Fighter on Friday. Saturday, more Assassin's Creed Mirage, and Saturday night, the late stream will be more of the Resident Evil 4. Well, here's the thing. I don't even know what to do Saturday night, and here's why. It could be Resident Evil 4 separate ways. It could be Lies of P. It could be either. I'm thinking probably Resident Evil 4, since that's what we played yesterday, and that way we'll jump into the thing I played the least. So probably Resident Evil 4 on Saturday night. Now, will I beat it? Probably not. We're in the midst of a tough boss fight at the end of Chapter 5, and then there's 2 more chapters. I don't think we're beating it on Saturday night. I think we're going to need another stream, okay? Sunday is my React show. That has to be during the day. Sunday night, we'll probably do the Modern Warfare 2 beta, okay? Because that comes out on Sunday, and I want to try the beta to see if it's a game that I like, to see if I want to buy it when it comes out in November. So now what do we do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? I really don't know. Do we do Assassin's Creed Mirage? Do we focus in on beating Lies of P? Do we focus in on beating Resident Evil 4 if we need to? Oh, by the way, coming up also that week, if you can believe it, we've got Forza Horizon. Or excuse me, Forza Motorsport. That comes out on Game Pass on the 10th. Oh, by the way, if you weren't aware, Lords of the Fallen comes out on the 13th. I want you to think about everything I just said and how crazy that just sounds, right? So we've got an incredible amount of stuff happening all at once. So with all that happening, when do I play Street Fighter? When do I play Starfield? Do you see? We got major important decisions to make right now. You know? I was speaking with my wife about this last night too. And she was like, you know, she played the crap out of Starfield when it came out. She beat it like 2 weeks ago. All right? And she did everything. She did every faction, every loyalty quest. She tried building a ship. She bought multiple ships. The only thing she didn't do was outpost building. Because she told me she played for over 80 hours and never once in the game did you need an outpost. It's completely worthless. It's like they had an idea, they put it in the game and never had a use for it. Par for the course for Bethesda, pretty much. I remember all the base building shit in Fallout 4, right? Anyway, so basically after having beaten it, the way she's like, listen, you don't have to rush it. She's like, you could literally put it on hold and come back to it, you know, and, you know, it would be sad because there's people who are going to be there who wanted the narrative right away, but it's, you know, and I told her, I said, I'm noticing on my stream, sadly, people have lost interest in the game. And she's like, yeah, it's a little hypocritical because there were people who outright were yelling at you to pay extra to play Starfield. Remember when Starfield came out last month and people were begging me to spend the extra $30 to play it early? Because people really wanted to know what this game was. So I paid extra. I played it early. And now here we are 30 hours in. And it seems like the entire audience is turned against it, saying, don't play it, do other stuff, right? Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how things turn out. So, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, again, I enjoy Starfield, but I enjoy it more for its chill factor. Meaning it's a great break from the other playthroughs that I'm doing that are a lot more stressful and a lot more serious. It feels to me like the game that absolutely doesn't need to be rushed at all. right? There's no reason to rush it. I can go back to it whenever I want or whenever I feel like I have a night for it. I could squeeze it in. And that's really maybe how I should approach it. So of everything that I'm playing right now, I think kind of Starfield would be the one that's the back burner game that will likely come back once in a while when there's time for it in a week. Whenever we are, okay, what are we going to do this night? We're not sure. Oh, just do Starfield for variety, right? I feel like that's how we should handle it. As for Street Fighter, that's a tough decision. That's a tough question. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time that I would just like to remind all of you that I'm an independent content creator, all right? I do not have sponsorships or partnerships with anyone. I don't get paid to kiss a game's butt. I also don't get clickbait views to crap on a game, all right? I do not run excessive ads or anything like that. In fact, I'm a very minimalistic guy when it comes to that. I try to make it as least amount of advertising and stuff like that on my streams as possible. Why? Because for 15 years, I have striven to be one of the best, most transparent content curators on YouTube. I understand that the kind of content that I put out is not what everyone else likes, all right? It's for a certain group of people. I'm not using the clickbait thumbnails. I'm not using all the tricks of the trade. I'm just here to be an honest dude with you and share my thoughts with you. As a 15-year YouTuber, I feel like I've got some experience under my belt, and people, you know, like my opinions on stuff because they can be a lot different than other people's who have vested interest in saying one thing or another. So, I don't get all those benefits. I don't get a paid promotion. I don't have ads running constantly. I make a living because you guys support me via crowdfunding. And I am so appreciative of the fact that for 15 years you have allowed me to be true to myself and be who I want to be. In the last 5 to 6 years, I have striven to change and become a positive force on the internet and in YouTube in particular to make content that you can trust in and come here every day and have a safe environment and a fun, chill environment to interact with me, to enjoy games at face value, to have these kind of meaningful conversations, and to get something positive out of it. All right? So, thank you for that. If you like this content and you want to see it continue, understand the reason that you don't get constant advertisements or shilling or paid product placements is because of the level of support that I receive. Please consider supporting my content in one of the following ways. There's a barking dog outside. The barker. You heard that? There's a barker. I wonder who's out there. Anyway, nice barker. Anyway, that was funny. He's like, woo, woo, woo. He's agreeing. He's like, yes, please. Please do this. Okay. Number 1, engagement. Engagement is key on YouTube. What does that mean? It basically means if you like the streams, like the videos you're watching because you're having a good time watching them, that helps a ton. Talking with me on the streams, that's engagement. Leaving a comment on a video, that's engagement. A lot of people take it for granted and don't understand. Right now, I'm not kidding you, if 10% of the people who watched my content on YouTube commented on the videos, I would get a ginormous boost in engagement. People would be able to find my channel more. But a lot of people just don't bother with it. They watch and then they just move on, right? So, if you like the content, please engage with it in any way. You know, I strive to hit 100 likes per stream, thanks to those who like the streams, and we hit that. I try to get some comments on videos. I don't really have a goal set, but it would be great if I could get like 10, 20 comments on every video I put out. I don't. I get like a small handful, all right? These things really do help if you're not aware. So please consider liking content and leaving comments on it if you want to help in a way that's very quick and easy to do. And by the way, it's free. Now, if you would like to go above and beyond just simply watching, okay? I would definitely enjoy any kind of support in any way. So let me tell you all the ways you can support a stream like this, okay? You can do a super chat or a super sticker. Those are ways you contribute through YouTube. You get a nice pop-up message in the chat. I'll give it a shout out. A super thanks. That's a way to do the very same thing, but on an on-demand video. You get a highlighted comment. If you do a super thanks on a video, I'll give you a like on it to highlight it, and I'll actually respond directly to you as well in the comments, okay? A membership or a gifted membership. These are ways that you can essentially join a subscription program for the channel. It's a way to support the channel and get a bunch of benefits, including a ton of emotes that will unlock. The ability to talk unlimited in my stream chat and not be limited by the slow mode rules of said chat, okay? In addition to that, you get cool priority benefits. You get to have a crown to show how long you've been a supporter of the channel. You get an additional nomination opportunity for this Halloween event, etc., etc. There's many, many benefits to being a channel member here on DSP Gaming, okay? If you become a member by yourself, thank you so very much. But there's also opportunity if you like this channel and the content it puts out, and if you enjoy the community, you can gift memberships to the community as well. Your fellow viewer this time of year would absolutely appreciate getting a gifted membership, especially with all the new games that'll be coming out and the people that'll be swinging by to watch. I'm sure people would love to have access to unlimited chat, emotes, etc. So, if you like the community, please consider gifting some memberships. Particularly, we did lose a bunch of members in the last week. A lot of gifted memberships from last month expired. Now would be a great time to maybe gift some memberships to help out the community at large. All right? And lastly, and certainly not least, there's tipping. Tipping is a direct contribution to my PayPal. Why is tipping so important and why does it help so much? Well, number one, when you tip me, I get that immediately. I could literally put a tip you give me right now towards buying Assassin's Creed Mirage, towards my groceries that I'm going to be getting for my family tomorrow, for gas in my car. You know what I mean? All these things, that's what the tips go to. In addition, I get more of a cut of tips than other methods, meaning there's always a middleman involved, and the middleman in the PayPal situation is a lot less than the middleman of everything else. All right? Just being honest and transparent here. Not that it's a huge deal. I appreciate all contributions. Super chats, memberships, tips are all a part of keeping this going through crowdfunding. But the tips, they do help a lot. Therefore, since tips are so important, that's why we have tiered goals for rewards for tips. $50, I put on a pair of Gunner glasses. $100, you get to vote on a hat for me to wear. And I have a ton of silly hats in my closet to wear. And then, of course, for $150, you vote on a vest for me to wear. So all of this works, and it's a cool way to you know, do some silly interaction on the stream as a reward for helping support me. My goals for this week. Goal number one at the beginning of the week was to hit 675 members. But that was when I had over 650. Now we're down to only 615. So my goal for today is 625. I hope we can hit that by the end of today. I mean, it's 10 members, right? I'm pretty sure we get 10 members by the end of today. So again, if you're someone who watches the content, you enjoy it, and you want to support it, maybe consider gifting some memberships. If you're already one, please consider it. And then the other goal, which I've been trying to do all week, is to hit the tier 1 tips goal every stream. We did it every single stream except last night. We were short by like $10. And it's like, okay, that's not a big deal, right? It's certainly, this week has been great. I'm not complaining whatsoever. Today, Lies of P, Street Fighter, we're going to have more of an audience than we had for Starfield last night. So it would be greatly appreciated if you could support today. And if we can hit the tier 1 goal for both streams, would be absolutely outstanding and certainly help me for my day off tomorrow. Okay? All right. The segment is done. Let's do some shout outs. I got a $3.02 tip from an anonymous tipper. And I'd like to read this message, but give me a second to get them up on the leaderboard before I get into it. Let me find. Here we go. Cool. So the anonymous tipper says the following. Hey, mate. I'd watched a couple of videos that were critical of you, and I started watching your streams just out of curiosity. I find that you're a pretty chill guy that cares about your audience. I really enjoy your Lies of P stream, so keep up the good content. Thank you. Whoever that was, again, anonymous. I appreciate that. As you know, I'm sure if you've seen this nonsense on YouTube about me, what it is, it's out of context stuff meant to create drama. Why? Because that gives them attention and gives them views, and it gives them what they're looking for. Toxic attention on YouTube. That actually makes them money, which is sad, because you think, why does YouTube allow that? I don't know, but they do. It's all bullshit. You know, listen, I'm human, all right? And being that my business model is very different from the kind of model of most other YouTubers. Again, no paid product placements, no playing games as exclusive streams to make extra money, right? No, oh, use this referral code to make money. Oh, here comes 10 ad breaks during my stream. I do none of that. It's very different from what other YouTubers do to make a living today. I try to do minimal amounts of advertisement and shilling so that the content is meaningful to my audience. But going hand in hand with that is the fact that my audience is so supportive to allow that to happen. There are absolutely times, all right, where basically human weakness hits me. And if I'm in a situation where maybe we've had a slower week for contributions and the like, I'll start bringing it up too much. All right. And I will openly admit that. You know, last year, at the end of last year, just around this time, it was getting very bad. And, you know, I went back and some people called me out for it, and I started watching my content back, and I was like, yeah, that's terrible. The way that I was portraying it and the way that I was saying it too much. I've tried really hard in the last year to change. And every once in a while, you know, it creeps up again. And like, okay, I'm doing it again. I need to stop. And I appreciate it when people do call me out on it. You know, what I would prefer is that, this is my philosophy, okay? If everyone on a stream is having a good time and enjoying the content that I'm doing, the level of interaction they're getting, the level of enjoyment of the gameplay, you know, quality, whatever it may be, support's going to come naturally. People are going to say, man, I really like that. And man, I'm not getting advertised to constantly. I would like to see this continue. Let me support it in some way, right? And in general, this philosophy works. There are some times when it doesn't. Sometimes you're just going to have a slow day, and there's nothing that can be done about that. As long as it doesn't become an ongoing pattern of slowness, slow, a whole week slow. That's when it's a problem, when it's someone like me, who I don't have any backup sources of revenue. You understand? But I'm very happy to know that there are people who do every once in a while give me a fair shot, even though there's so much slander about me on the internet. Because what those people do is they will highlight the one moment of weakness. Or, for example, I turned on my stream today at 11 a.m. This stream will run till 4 p.m. They will take the one plug segment I did earlier, and they'll maybe take the one or two other moments that I will actually mention, contributions that are possible during the stream later on this stream, and they'll act like that's all I did today. They'll completely forget that there was 5 hours of content, right? oh, you know, but the thing is, everyone does that. Everyone does that, but I'm the only one who gets singled out like that's all I'm about, which it's not true. It's become the meme on the internet. So I'm happy to hear you didn't believe the memes. You gave me an honest shot, and I appreciate you coming by to check out the content. And I'm glad you're enjoying Lives with P. Like I said, it's actually, to me, a surprise hit of the year. I did not expect Lives with P to be this good. I thought it would be all right at best, and playing it, man, it has been a pleasant surprise because it has been so in line with what you would want from an official FromSoft game, even though it's not made by FromSoft. I love it. So I'm glad to hear that you're liking it too, and I hope that you will enjoy the end as we play it the next couple streams. You know, I don't know if I'm playing Lords of the Fallen at this point. After having just come off Eliza P. and all the other games coming out next month, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about it because I don't know how I would fit it in. I really don't know how I would fit in time to play Lords of the Fallen with all the other games coming out that I'm going to want to play. I'll have to think about it. But Liza P has been superb. I appreciate your tip and your comment. Thank you so much. Okay. Can I get a do-rag for the hat rotation? Absolutely not. That is cultural appropriation, my friend. That is a cancelable offense in 2023. And as you know, I avoid all kinds of drama. I will not be doing that because I am not stupid. There you go. All right. Double M says, if I send you a mariachi hat, will you wear that for a reward? Absolutely, yes. That's totally fine. That's acceptable in 2023. I can wear a big mariachi hat. No problems there. No one will complain. It's funny how we pick and choose, right? It's kind of funny. Anyway, you will find that I will always be honest about anything I do. Why? Again, I've explained this. Because I'm independent, okay, I strive to be independent. I don't want to be beholden to anyone. Because I'm not beholden to anyone for a sponsorship, for a payoff. I don't have to worry about someone being upset about me being honest. So when I play Street Fighter 6 and I can call out dropped inputs, I don't have to worry that Capcom's pissed at me, that the FGC is upset because now people will say, oh, it's not as good as we are saying, so now we lose money because people won't attend our streams. You see what I'm saying? I'm not part of that. I'm an outsider on purpose so that I can be honest to you guys. So that's why I do actually really cherish and appreciate the fact that people support my efforts to stay that way. I don't want to be beholden to the market at large, to be beholden to sponsors and that whole vicious cycle of if you want to keep making a living doing this, you have to play our game. Oh, no, I don't. I've done it for 15 years, and I never played your game, and I have no intentions of ever playing your game. I want to remain independent the way that I've been.
Typically helps me more than anything.